Welcome, beautiful souls. My name is Rainy Day. I am a generational psychic medium, and believe it or not, I have had this gift, the gift of insight, since birth. And I am bringing to you a series of interviews with some incredible psychic mediums, and they all come from the beautiful Lisa Williams student community. Lisa Williams has been a mentor of mine for many, many years. Just because I was born this way doesn't mean that I am done learning. And I have had her grace and her incredible spiritual educator abilities from the Lisa Williams School. I love that she promotes being each other's own cheerleaders. She likes us to help each other out. And so in a few minutes, you're going to meet one or two, depending on who they are, some of these incredible people from this Lisa Williams student community. Big shout out to Lisa Williams, because truly she has taught me some things that I would have never have thought of. Boundaries with spirit, ways to get evidence and identifiers as a medium, ways to really be that forensic psychic. If you're interested, she has the Lisa Williams International School of Spiritual Development, and you can find her website on lisawilliams.com. This is a non-paid endorsement. I am just paying it forward because there was a time when Lisa Williams and Muni from themuniverse.com offered a class on launch your psychic business, and it changed my life. And so ever since then, Spirit has guided me to help others who are from this beautiful community, help them grow, help them start their business, help them get the word out of their beautiful, talented gifts. And that's my goal here today, so that you can meet each one of these beautiful people and learn too different ways of connecting with spirit. You know, I am a spiritual educator, and one of the things that people always ask me is, how did you learn what you do? Or how do you connect? All of these people bring to the table a beautiful, eclectic array of spiritual abilities, and they were going to share how they developed their specialized area of psychic mediumship and help you grow, you know, in those intuitive skills. And Lisa Williams, another shout out to her. If you have had any doubt about growing in your abilities, she is the one to tune into. So check her out. And in a few minutes, you're going to meet some of these beautiful people from that Lisa Williams community. And hopefully I'm going to be their biggest cheerleader, and you find them just as fascinating as I do. So stay tuned. We're going to get started with one of those beautiful souls. And there's a few that I interview that they work in pairs. There's a really unique duo coming up. Just these beautiful, wonderful spirits from all over the world, all over the country, coming to you shortly. Again, my name is Rainy Day. You can find me at rainyday.com. Yes, that really is my name. I promise you. I swear. Pinky swear. We will see you in a minute, and you can just enjoy these wonderful interviews. And I just want to thank each and every one of them for allowing me and trusting in me. And hopefully their message came through, and it will resonate with you. So get ready in 3, 2, 1.
Life is a winding road, no telling where it goes. Driving through days and nights, won't stop for traffic lights. And I really wanna know if I'll ever figure out where the road goes. Even if I'm falling down, I will keep on searching for my highs. You can say I lost my mind, I will keep on holding my head high. Even if the sky is falling down. Jumping from cliffs so high, trusting our wings to fly. Sometimes we're crashing down, but we get up and start from the ground. And I really wanna know, if I'll ever figure out where the road goes. Even if I'm falling down, I will keep on searching for my highs. You can say I lost my mind, I will keep on holding my head high. Even if the sky is falling down, even if the sky is falling down, yeah. The sky is falling down. Even if the sky is falling down, even if the sky is falling down, yeah. The sky is falling down.
Welcome, beautiful souls. I am so excited for my guest today. We met through Lisa Williams, an incredible psychic medium, an incredible spiritual educator through the Lisa Williams community. And her name is Marie, and I can't wait for you guys to meet her. She calls herself, I think, a collaboration of souls. You know, Marie is so many things. Her gifts are just so expansive. She's an international medium, an intuitive coach, a Reiki master, nourishment for the heart and soul. God, don't you just love this? We're going to go deeper and ask her what that really means and what inspired resonance means. This is all on her website. Do what honors your soul. Your energy balance matters. Is that incredible or what? She does past life readings, Reiki energy reboot and cleanse, guided meditations, and visualizations. She has this thing we want to talk to her about. Love your sacral chakra Tuesdays. Man, doesn't that sound like fun? Something to do on Tuesdays that's really beneficial. And then she has these other things, 4-week individual revitalizing energy sessions. It's a reboot, a rebalance, and a recharge. And we're going to talk to her about what that means. Week 1, energy scan and balancing. Week 2, guided meditation and scan. I mean, this woman does everything. Week 3, vibrational balance and healing when we all want to be balanced. I love this woman already. I can't wait to dive deeper. Week 4, psychic medium Q&A. And that's what we're going to do today, because I know a lot of you always ask me, Rainey, how do you do what you do? Well, we're going to go deeper with her. Another little saying, picture that says, universe, I have a plan for your life. Spirit guides in me. So funny. What does this mean to you? Pet, Reiki and energy work. She communicates with animals, and you can find her at inspiredresonance.com. So let's get to it. I don't need to talk anymore. Let's meet the beautiful collaboration of souls. Hi, honey. How are you? Welcome.
Hi, Rainey. Thank you.
Introduce yourself. And I think I've kind of covered most everything, but tell us a little bit about yourself and introduce yourself, what you do. I think I've covered a lot, but man, let's go deeper.
You did.
You can do everything.
I know. Well,
I'm jelly.
Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you for having me here. I do different things. The Collaboration of Souls is a project I'm working on. I'm gathering like-minded souls, psychic mediums, healers of all sorts of people and talents in this area. And I've got the website under works. And then we'll be doing live events virtually. And then as COVID opens up, as COVID eases and we're able to open up, I'll be doing in-person things.
Oh my goodness. So yeah. Of course you're going to market that and you're going to let us know. Do you have a time frame of when that's going to be?
The
soft launch still in the works?
The soft launch will happen at the end of this month. By the end of this month, the website's almost finished. I'm still getting a few more people in and whatnot. It's just a soul project for me that I thought would be helpful. And also a lot of people that are starting out, if they don't have a website and they're not sure how to market themselves, I've got 20 years of experience in marketing. So besides the psychic
Just a
nature.
little bit, girlfriend, right? Just
know,
a little
right?
bit. Oh my gosh, 20 years.
Yeah.
Oh, I told you she can do anything.
Well, I've got some years in, so that's a fun thing, and I'm enjoying it, and I'm very visual. So creating everybody's look and brand for the pages that they have is like, kind of a hard thing for me. I always tell people, somebody else said it's nice to have a psychic do my design for me because I tune into them and see what's going to represent their message. Inspired. I'm sorry.
No, and you talk about intuitive senses. It's all over your website. That's what I love about you. Your business side is very like-minded. And I love the fact that, people don't understand the power of intuition and sensing. So tell me a little bit more about what you do.
Well, I've always known that I had a special sense, I guess you could say. Since about junior high, I became aware of it. But as many people do, I put it kind of away and did I call it the muggle work. And now I'm just enjoying the release. It's like opening up my heart and letting what's in it out and welcoming the energy. It's just like doing a reading. I miss it if I haven't done it for a couple of days because I feel the heart center opening. And that's what being in touch with spirit or doing a psychic reading or talking to animals, which is, animals are my favorite thing. I love people too, but animals are my favorite thing. And I just love doing it. So it just gives me a boost, it vibes up my heart. Inspired Resonance is my website. And it's probably the worst website I've ever done because I slapped it up there for myself. It was so hard. I call it coming out of the psychic closet, because
I get it.
Well, I have regular clients to do websites for too. And I say regular, but so it was funny. I kind of just did it and got it done. So now I'm actually like a mutual friend of us said to me, treat yourself like a client. You'll do well, you'll do great work, and you'll meet your deadline. And I was like, okay, I'll have to do that. But Inspired Resonance was inspired because I've always felt the tonal vibration, of things. And just like with your basically DNA, your I call it virtual DNA, but it's the resonance that sticks with you, what's happened with you in the past, the joys, the sadness, the fears, the sorrow and things like that, that resonates within you. And there's a tone that can help you heal, all of that. So resonance for me is I want to resonate love, high vibration, joy, healing, openness. So that's where I came up with that name.
I love it because when I first saw you on the screen, your vibration and your frequency is just so full of love. It's so inviting. It's just like that gentle virtual hug. I love that about you. You also talk about engaging with souls who have transitioned. Can we go deeper? Because I think right now a lot of people, mediumship, people want to know more about that. How do you connect? What is that connection? Are you a medium? Tell me more about that. I'm so excited to connect with that side of you.
Well, I like the way you said have transitioned because a lot of people use the term on the other side, and it's really not on the other side. They're like right there, it's just a different vibration. There's that term, the thin veil, and that's true because sometimes when I see things, it's almost like seeing two thin panes of glass with water going through it. I mean, that's how thin it is. The vibration is different when you transition out of your body. So that's what you can see there.
And I love how you say that because that can be very healing. That's like putting someone through a very healing experience. I love that you said that. And it doesn't make you feel separate from your departed loved one. Man, that's beautiful.
Right. And it's there's a meditation that I do for people. I do guided meditations, and a lot of times I'll use the technique of we go through a certain process and then get to a bench beside a body of water, and it's a silver lake, so to speak, and very easy to communicate and zone in with yourself on that area. And there's also a meditation where you can connect with people on the other side of the lake. Now, there I'll say the other side, but it's just like they're on that different plane, I want to say. But when I connect with people in spirit, or animals and spirit. Animals are really quite communicative, I will just say.
I'm an animal communicator, and to me, their energies are pure of heart. Talk about pure of heart. That's amazing. So go
Yeah.
deeper in that. There's not a lot of very good animal communicators out there, in my own opinion.
Well, I guess I go into it just from the open heart psychic end of it, because
Mm.
I read some Scottish Highland cows a few months ago, and I'm like thinking,
Gosh.
oh, okay,
What?
this goes well. I'd never done cows before. Horses, dogs, cats,
What is it like? And what do
guinea
they have
pigs.
to say? That's so crazy cool.
I'm really visual, so I get a lot of it visually, what they were showing me. And they even showed me their favorite treat that their person brings to them and what she wears when she brings it. That overt thingy that she had, she put her apples in and stuff. So I was quite surprised, but it was a joy. And
Oh,
yeah, and they showed me their favorite tree I'm in Florida. She's in Texas. So I didn't know, I hadn't been where they were or anything like that or seen their spot, but they showed me what it looked like. And they were really quite happy to communicate with me.
so what kind of message did they have to give without being too, because I always let my clients know that everything is confidential, but what kind of messages did they give without
They,
going out of that confidentiality?
right. Their main thing was they were pretty happy. One had a little bit of a vibrational thing going on, but they appreciated their person. And their feeling was they felt like she gave them a spot to be free but protected.
That's beautiful. And
You
you
know what I
also
mean?
do animal Reiki, correct? You're a
Yes,
Reiki master, you do energy healing?
yes, yes. And I have a 14-year-old doodle that's 70 pounds, and I do it on him. I don't do it as much as I should. But one of the first times that I really just sat down, because he's having mobility issues, and did it, and for a couple of days, I always say it's not going to heal a broken bone, but it's going to help some energy balancing and leveling up. After I did that, you know how a dog will prance, when they want to play, their front paws go down, their butt goes up. He did that, and he hadn't
Oh,
done that, and I don't know how long. And that just made my heart, like, honey.
right. It like starts melting, and it makes, for me, animals are more receptive to energy healing. I believe I have a cat, Fran Pfeifferstein, that I healed from pancreatitis through doing Reiki, and they pretty much just wanted to give her gabapentin and say, there's not much more we can do, and she's just thriving. I love that. Can you give us another little example of how you've communicated with animals? People want to know so much about that.
Well, one time I work on my computer a lot. I do most of my readings on Zoom and just my other work too. And it was like a horse just came in and kept nudging me. And to the point where it was kind of like, okay, what? I don't know who you are. And it was like it was a white-faced horse. And it just kind of, I love the muzzle of a horse, it just kind of kept coming in.
So
And
soft.
I know. And then I asked a friend of mine that I was thinking whose horse is this? I didn't know whose horse it was. And I asked a friend of mine that has horses. I emailed her. I said, hey, I'm getting a horse in. Do you have one with this kind of face? And then she didn't get back to me right away. And then a couple of hours later, I got another image of a horse with a dark coat. And I'm like, is that two horses or is that one? Because the face was white. And when then I sent her that message too, and she goes, he's a chestnut. He has a white face.
Oh,
And I was like, oh, okay. So,
thank you for that confirmation, right? Isn't it
right.
exciting when you just know you connect and you get that feedback?
Yes, yes.
So
And,
how do you connect? A lot of people, I'm a spiritual educator, and a lot of people always say, what is your methodology, especially for animals? Because I have a ritual. Lisa, I've been following her for a very long time.
she's great.
She's amazing. I just love her energy, and the Muni at the Muniverse, amazing. She would always say, when my hat's on, that's my boundary with spirit. They leave me alone. When my hat's off, that's my little symbol to spirit that I'm ready to work. Can you explain your process when you connect with an animal?
I hate to say it just happens, but it's like the horse I wasn't expecting. I was working on some things and the horse was coming in because he wanted to meet, like, they'll pick up. And this horse was in North Carolina. And, but I knew his person, very well, know his person very well. And he just kind of came in. And then other times I want to say it's like a settling of my energy and an opening. And it's almost like they know I'm coming, you know what I mean? Or going to be there. It's like they hook up and they pick up, what you're doing.
That makes perfect sense to me. Sometimes, especially with mediumship, I never know when a spirit's going to be like, hello, Rainey, pick up, pick up. Psychic mediumship for me a little bit differently. I've been this way since birth, and I have just like a little quick ritual I go through. But you also do past life readings.
Right.
My grandmother, who I'm a generational psychic medium, many generations, I've had this gift since birth. She used to do past life regressions often. Tell me a little bit about your past life readings, because I'm looking on your website. You are such a versatile, intuitive, beautiful spiritual soul. I have so many questions. I know I'm bouncing all over, but I have so many questions for you.
No, you're great. Past life regressions, I call it past life readings, past life regressions, because psychically I take the person on a journey to go back, and I actually see it as well. So, and then I can, because there's some things, like the last one I did, sometimes it's like at a pivotal point in that life that they go back to, because that's a resonance that's drawing them in, to go see that and see what they need to heal. For me, a lot of the past life regressions and past life readings are about healing, mainly, because they're finding out what their tissues are telling them. The stuff that has happened to you in your past lives and your ancestral line is in your tissues, your DNA, basically, in your auric field or whatnot. And it was a heartfelt journey. And I don't know if you can hear one of my dogs. I'm sorry. But,
no, never be sorry, because pretty soon I'm sure my dogs are going to start barking.
He's dreaming.
You know why? Because they tune into us. They just know you're good. And I love how the resonance is a theme now. That we're being able now to connect the dots to that resonance. I love it. Keep going, girl. Tell me more.
You're so sweet. But I'm really visual. So for me, I take that journey and I see things. And then I, like, if they need to turn a corner, because I might be a little bit ahead and I'm going, oh, and then I'm like, can you take 2 steps over, 2 more? And then they see what's beyond the next corner. So, and you can get the emotional feeling of what's happening,
So you're journeying with them.
That's why I call it readings as well, past life readings, regressions.
That's so cool.
Yeah. So it's, it's a neat thing. And really totally, I have to say the last few I've done have been really about healing. Sometimes it's informative. They just want to know, because people want to know why certain things are stuck in their matter, you know what I mean, in their energy field, habits, feelings, old fears. I was in a car one time before I was doing this, and it was with a little boy. He was like maybe 3, something like that. He could talk. Might have been 4. And he looked at me and he goes, I fell and I was hurt. I hit my head. There was a lot of blood. And he did this in his toddler way. And I just looked at him and went, and his mother was not into this. And I just realized I got goosebumps and went, he's telling me how he died in this past life. Because he got that visual, he remembered,
wow.
It wasn't like, oh, man, we tend to just put things away with all the minutia of information and influx of images and things like that we have. So when we sit and quiet meditate, and like the child was guileless, you know what I mean? He just was, I guess he sensed I would understand what he was talking about. And they know, kids and animals, so
because they're untethered to all this stuff happening around us. I mean, they're untethered to the adulting that we have to do. That's the best way I can say it.
Yeah.
So also, do you feel that sometimes ailments are attached from past lives? Have you ran into that?
Yes, I almost call those habits. because people are used to having a certain familiarity. Can I say that word? Familiarity with.
I have trouble with that word, familiar. Now I can't even say it.
You know what I'm saying.
I do, familiarity. Where at?
A familiar, never mind. Anyway, they're familiar with that condition. So it comes in. It's like we almost have to have placeholders for things. And, as we come in, we choose certain things. And sometimes it's like if it's, what you think it might be easier to deal with. But that's where you can go in and do an energy cleanse, a release, a reboot. You don't have to carry your ancestral karma or your past life issues and things like that, unless you want to.
And that's something else I saw that you do as well. The reboot, the energy reboot and cleanse. So technically, if you found this issue in the past life, you could do that reboot and cleanse. Is that did I understand that right? That's
right. I can. I didn't include the past life thing in that program, but you can, because a lot of times when you go into and check out a person's energy field, you can see where the blocks are in their, in their body, in their field, or whatnot, in their heart spiritually, because it's not just about the body, it's about what you're doing with your spirit, how you're working.
Yeah, because the energy that you are is the energy that we exude. Because for me, I read energy. Everything is energy. So that makes sense to me, very much so.
Yeah. So, and a lot of people don't think of it. I do meditations that cleanse me, cleanse my house, cleanse my yard. I just send light out and whatnot. So, and that's good practice for anybody to do.
So I want to, before we jump into that reboot and cleanse, because I'm fascinated by that as well. So past lives and relationships, how does that come up to you in these journeys, in these readings that you do? I mean, how does it impact people? Do you pick up on that kind of thing?
Like people that are with them now?
All kinds of relationships. Like for me, my grandmother helped me to understand why I had such a beautiful attachment to my grandfather, who wasn't even my real grandfather. We had past lives together. It helped me understand that dynamic so much better, because I've done past life regression pretty much my whole entire life. I understand that my half brother, why he and I are like oil and water, and it's really brought a more of a compassionate, understanding way, and it helps me deal and make that relationship better orchestrated, I guess is the best word. So
nice word for it.
Can you, because we do have control over our own energy and how we respond to things. I truly believe that. So can you expand on, do you find people that have those kinds of things that come up from past lives? Those karmic relationships, I guess, twin flame kind of thing?
Well, yes. I mean, it's just like they say, when you see somebody that seems instantly familiar with you, you've probably been there in a past life. Pardon me. You might, and the relationships can always differ. I mean, sometimes they might have been a mother, this time they're a daughter, or a husband, or now they're a brother, or a father. And then he was, before he was like a brother. I've seen all of that. And it's like the neatest thing for me is feeling that, I want to call it kinetic. I don't know if that's the right description, but that.
Oh, kinetic works. Yes.
That love that transcends those lifetimes. And that's when you talk about energy, you talk about that energy of love. And it's almost like a commitment to each other to get our work done and to help each other heal and balance and support.
Beautiful. A commitment to each other, because that really is how my grandfather and I were. Wow, honey, that's beautiful. You talk about Reiki energy reboot and cleanse. I'm reading right off your website and talking about taking on negative energy and weight. So you do that via Zoom. Talk to us about that. And to me, Zoom is just as impactful as being in person.
Oh, certainly it is. I know a lot of friends are like, I can't wait till we can do it in person again. And and I understand that energy. That's cool. But I do a lot of remote. Everything is remote right now. Healing, distant healings and cleanses and whatnot. You don't have to be in touch with the person or in the room to do it. It's it's energy, It's like, how does Wi-Fi work? Where are the cords? We're basically energetic Wi-Fi going in to heal, taking the light.
I'm going to use that. That's incredible. Energetic Wi-Fi. I'm not going to steal. I'll give you credit, but I'm going to use that because that's brilliant. Don't you love how this organic, just beautiful?
Yes.
Energetic Wi-Fi. So walk us through the process. So if I were to book a Reiki cleanse and reboot with you, reboot and cleanse, what's the process? What can I expect?
Well, I got that in different stages, and we would meet on Zoom. And what's funny, it's like when I do the past life things as well, and when I do energy stuff, my eyes are basically closed. So if I record this thing, you're watching me with my eyes closed talking to you. But it's because that's how I'm seeing it go through. But I would, like in our first meeting, we would talk about what their goal might be, or what they feel like they have issues with. But then I would be reading their field and their vibration, as well. People are starting to become more aware, I think, of how important their vibration is, what they're letting out, what they're feeling. If you're sitting in anger, you need to let it go, unless you're using
because
it.
You can feel the energy of people around you. If they're happy, if they're an angry person, if they're a violent person, whatever you're feeling inside, you exude that frequency. It's like turning in a dial of a radio. I love that. So after you tune in, where do we go from here?
Well, then I see what needs to get cleared, where the blocks might be and what kind of blocks they are. And if you picture it like, if you picture a person's body, and then imagine, what do you call these little blocks?
Chakras? Blocks. You said blocks or chakras?
Well, not chakras, but love chakras. But no, little
meridians,
blocks to a degree. It's kind of like if you build a person with, I hate to say Legos because that's not what I'm thinking, but you can look where the colors are.
Oh, now that makes sense. No, Legos is a very good analogy because that made sense. That clicked for me.
Yeah, because then you can go in here, right here. This is something that's somewhat festering. This is like a block that you're using for love, money, health. Let's take it out. Then you got to fill that spot with love and light. You can't just leave it empty. You put a block of shining love and light in there. It took me out my care.
So you create a void so that you can fill it up with blessings.
Yes.
Because that's kind of like how I cleanse my sacred space. I create a void so no lower energy can live there, and then fill it up with those beautiful blessings. So how does that help me? What does it do for me when I have those identified? Now you remove them, and
then I give a meditation to the person to work with for a week
to
keep doing it, because it's I hate to liken it to shaving, but it's something that's been there a while, so you're going to have to keep working it and cleansing that. I hate to call it a wound, but some things almost are.
No, I love the shaving thing, because like if you have a skin cancer, it may be in the surface. They actually literally shave it, take a look at it, and they keep shaving it until all of that particular cancer cell has been removed. So this sounds very similar to that, which makes perfect sense to me. I don't know. I have this odd, crazy mind, but that made perfect sense. And so you do this meditation, and then what?
Well, it depends on what stage we're at, but I'll see. I don't know. I'm looking at it. It's you or something else, but I'll see where things are and what needs to get done, and I'll do that in our session energetically. And as at the end of it, they get like I said, a guided meditation to take with them and listen to and work with, because you've got to go back into that zone of healing, and belief in yourself. And one of the main things I think a lot of people don't have is belief in themselves, no matter how successful they are. Sometimes I'm trying to get my arms straight.
No, that absolutely, you're right, because there's not one whole person out there.
Right. And
there really isn't. And I think everybody has the ability to improve their life through those deep healings. Mm-hmm. So you talk about also on your guided meditation and visualization. So do you do that as like a group, or do you do that one-on-one? And give me some examples of some of the meditations that you do and what is the purpose behind them? I know that's a mouthful, but I could talk to you for hours and days.
Well, the meditations, it's like it gives that person, it puts their health and well-being in their hands. So they feel like they have a piece of it, control of it. It's not like somebody else just did it, and then they don't do anything. They go and work it as well. They have to keep that energy renewal kind of a thing in its spot.
Yeah, because it seems like you give them something tangible. You don't just say, okay, we're done. Book another session. You give them something tangible to grow on. With me, I do readings via Zoom and I record them so people can be fully present and rewatch them because you get something out of it each time. I love that you give them something tangible.
Well, the work is tangible, but then
yes, absolutely. But for me, it's like writing a prescription. You've done the work, you've done the consultations, you've done the healing, you've started the healing already. But this is almost like a booster shot. This is almost like something you can continue to grow. And when that you feel completely healed, I would come right back. Let's do more. Let's find more. What other meditations and stuff do you do? And again, do you do like groups or just one-on-one?
I mainly do one-on-one. I'm probably going to start doing groups soon. I thought that I was going to be able to have some in-person things happening, but decided to push that back a little bit.
I think all of us, unfortunately, have had that same experience.
Yeah.
But Zoom to me still is just as impactful. If you did a group meditation, I would be in the front row on Zoom. I would love to see you do that because it's just it's a way for people to kind of dip their toes in to start the healing process.
I think too, when you meditate in a group, you get the vibration up higher quicker.
The synergy.
Yeah. So
it just lifts you up.
Yeah. And so when you do a platform type event, like I'll do readings that way. But if you do that in a meditation and it's like I almost just see different color of wires going out to each person, energetic wires. And a friend of mine gave me a great thing. It's like correct to neutral. And I use this a lot. It's just the whole symbol of it, just doing that. I go correct to love, correct to neutral, correct to peace. Get everything kind of balanced and then send what people need. Send the love, send that. It's like, dropping off the healing gifts.
Dropping off the healing gifts. Girlfriend, get this together because I want to be in the front row. And I know many, many others who would love that. So a lot of my clients and a lot of my students always want to know, so you said it just kind of happens organically with animals. Is there anything that you do just to turn on and turn off your abilities? Or is there any kind of a thing because people are interested in, Rainey, how do you do what you do? Is there any little tidbit that you could give us so that we can maybe plug in and grow?
I am probably not a good example because I've tried to teach myself to shut it off. You know what I mean? But I pretty much just say, I think I just put blocks up, when I just want to chill. And, but I still get, I want to say intuitive hits, like course corrections to a degree and different things like that. When I tune in to sit down to do a reading, I try to ask for the highest best good for the sitter and for an accurate, concise, and pure message and reading, because depending on how many or who comes through and spirits come through, I like to get it. We call it evidential mediumship. Lisa, it's like I describe, I get evidence from them. And so they can recognize who it is, so the sitter knows who it is. And I'm really visual, so I get it in like pictures and a feeling, like I'll feel how they passed. Or if it was like, if my head hurts. One time I was 20 minutes before reading, I thought I was going to die. I felt awful. I was like, my chest felt bad, my stomach, everything. And I was just like, wait, you're going to be doing a reading, see if it's for them. It was her dad. That's how he passed. Once I gave it to her, it was gone, so I guess stuff like that too. But,
Yeah, me too, unfortunately. Well, I think it's fortunate, but I think you're very empathic. And sometimes we have to ask ourselves, is this my energy or is this someone else's? And that's my takeaway from what you just said. Would that be a fair statement?
yeah, I started that was one of the first times it was kind of like, boom, boom, be aware you're doing this, and this was last year. So I've started to become more aware, like when I feel things, I don't think that's me. I think that's somebody coming in or showing me something. I'm getting used to that. So
The
more so.
awareness.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
we met through Lisa Williams, her
Mhm.
beautiful community.
I know.
So I've been this way my whole life, and I constantly am always trying to grow and improve. And, I love to see how other people connect. What is to get those little different ways and those little aha moments. For me, I did her launch her psychic business, her forensic psychic medium thing I just finished, and I absolutely got so much out of that. So
Oh, I would have loved
what
to do
what
that.
have you done with Lisa? And tell me how that has impacted your life, because I have to give her a shout out. Otherwise, we would have never met. She's really
Well,
impacted my life in a very beautiful, positive growth way.
I feel blessed. I mean, I found her right when COVID started, and it was her 101 messages she was doing, because I knew someone that had been certified by her a few years ago in my area. But it didn't occur to me. I was working my muggle life, and I saw her messages, and something made me keep tuning into them. And I just kept tuning into them. And, by then I was doing things on Zoom all the time too with clients in different areas. And so she started her circles, and I did the advanced psychic, advanced medium, I did the forensic, and just met that wonderful community that she offered to everybody, and was able to proceed and practice and keep going. I was doing it before, but not as consecutively, or consistently. And what's happened for me with Lisa is I'm able to define how, when, and who I'm reading a little bit more. It's like now I'm going in for more in-depth kind of like understanding, like I'll say, okay, I want to see a piece of jewelry that will represent you, if there is one that they might know. Trying to go in deeper and get different facts, because I feel like
Those
I'm
identifiers,
yeah, I feel
those
like I'm
evidence, that detail.
Yeah.
How did they pass? What do you have any messages for your loved ones here on earth? What is that connection? And then just wrapping it up in a beautiful bow, because for me, mediumship is a form of healing.
Mhm.
Very
Mhm.
much a form of healing. So my beautiful soul, I keep looking at your website. I know you're not a fan of your own website, but Marie, it just feels, I can feel your heart. I see the white owl. What does the white owl represent to you?
That is, I don't know if you know Denise Lynn, but I used to listen to a lot of her things and whatnot, and she was doing,
Absolutely, I do.
yeah, right. She was doing an animal totem meditation, and, animal spirit, animal totem. And I actually got two things in. I got the white owl and I got a white wolf. And I was able to speak with her about it, and she went, yeah, I can feel it. And she's not really an intuitive, but she knows certain things, she's not a psychic medium or anything like that, but she's a spiritual leader. And it just resonated with me, the owl. So I put it in there. I've always had a butterfly and an infinity symbol in my logo, but then I stuck the owl on there for good measure.
No, my eyes were drawn to that right away, because that's that purity, that hope for the future. When I see white, there's just so much symbolism in that. And for me, an owl is kind of just such a deep thinking being on earth, and really kind of sees things from a higher perspective.
Clear seeing.
I
Yeah.
immediately saw that on your website. I thought, oh, she's my people. She's my people. And I love the butterfly, because I have butterflies.
Oh, nice.
And I love the infinity symbol, because I have one on the back. I'm a tattoo girl, so I have one on the back of my neck. But I want to go back to Lisa's circles. The circles are amazing. So what was your one takeaway? If you can give me one takeaway from being a medium, what would that be? For me, I love the fact that I can take a blip in time to connect with somebody's departed loved one that they don't feel because they're in such deep sorrow. But I can give them a little light of hope, a little bit of optimism. And when we give them, because we've learned through Lisa, and I thank you, Grandma Oz, she taught me that, you have to be very detailed and ask them for more. We forget we can talk to spirit. We forget. And I don't understand. Show me in a way I'll understand. But just that identifier and that evidence and that message of love and optimism and hope and healing. What would be your one takeaway as being a medium? The power in being a medium?
That I'm blessed to get to see life in all forms, to feel that energy, to feel that love. I mean, it's like, oh, I just got goosebumps.
Damn, girl. Damn, girl. Oh, impactful.
It
So
doesn't feel
impactful.
like that. It feels like the universe is all chilling. You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean. I'm one of the few people that would understand it and get it. So where could we find you? Tell us all of your social media, and I'm going to put it in the body of this video so you all can connect with her. I mean, I just feel this beautiful, compassionate, talented lady. Where can we find you? And what can we expect when we hook up with you?
I would say that my tagline is nourishment for the heart and soul. And that's been there forever and ever, and for years, even when I wasn't really paying attention to this kind of work. And that's truly my mission, nourishment for the heart and soul, so that we can grow.
So where can we find you? Give us all of some of your social media links. And do you have anything upcoming or anything in the works that we can watch out for? Because I know I'm going to show up. I'm going to be the first one in the front row. I'm going to sing your praises far and wide and as loud as I can.
Aw, you're so kind. My website is inspiredresonance.com. My Facebook page, I finally got brave and put my name on it. It was Inspired Resonance. Now it's Marie Hamm, Psychic Medium, Animal Communicator.
Thank you, Muni, the Muniverse, for getting us out of our comfort zone. Have you met Muni?
I've met him. I didn't do the class. No,
Oh my goodness. But that's his first thing is own who you are. Like I just bought rainyday.com. That really is my name. It's not my psychic name because I live in Las Vegas. It's not my stripper name. My real name is Rainey Ann. I don't know why they threw Ann in there. Day. And I thought, when I started looking at this, rainyday.com was very expensive.
Ooh, so your initials are rad, huh?
Yeah, right?
You got
kind of, sort of. I love that. I love your mind. I love your mind. So where else can we find you? Facebook page, Instagram, all of that. And then do you have anything in the pipe works?
Yes, I'm working on the Collaboration of Souls project, and I'm hoping to get that website finished this coming week, and have that launched. And then we'll be doing a free event to invite people in and introduce them to what we're offering. And I'll have the date on that, and I'll post it on my social media, and I'll share it with you. And people can sign up for updates and whatnot as well.
That offers the ability to be exposed to so many different people because everybody brings their own little beautiful gift to the table because you're very versatile. I love that you have just this, for me, it's like a catalog of services. I love the fact that you are just so many layers upon layers because sometimes people pigeonhole themselves and I just do this. Well, it's like going to your general practitioner and then they send you to your foot doctor and your foot doctor says it's not your foot, let's send you to the bone doctor, and then the bone doctor says no, it's really a mental thing, so let's send you to a counselor. So by the time for me, you're just so very well rounded, and you can tap into the core of the issue, and it won't take me session upon session. It may take a few sessions. Do you agree?
Well, it depends on the person, and yes, I do. A lot of times when I go in, I ask them, do you want to know everything? And I'll let them know that yes, I'll get the spirit in, but also I'm seeing this. psychically, I'll pick things up health-wise or whatever's going on, or occurrence-wise, some stress or things that are going on. So they get, I like to call it a hybrid type thing. So I like to say, I get what you need.
I love that, because, then you're not running around to all these different people trying to get to the core of the issue. It's almost like, I feel very in, that resonance. You resonate with me very, very so clearly. I just feel like that beautiful hug, like I talked about at the beginning, like this heart that just reaches out and hugs you. I feel safe with you. I feel as though I have hope. I feel as though when I connect with you, that there's a path. It's almost like you make the path clear, because you are this whole spiritual embodiment of what it's like to be a healer, to be a psychic, to be a medium, to be a communicator with animals. I just love your soul. You're amazing. Thank you for being here. Is there any final words or anything that you want to tell us before we tell everybody where to find you? Any final things that we didn't talk about that you want to get across?
I think just that I feel blessed that I get to be open to this. We all have this to a degree, wherever it is in us. And I think I feel very lucky that I get to see, hear, and feel spirit and the energy patterns and the flow of what's happening, the resonance.
See, you just saw that grace unfold. You are full of grace. And my beautiful friend, tell us where we can find you one more time.
InspiredResonance.com, and on Facebook, Marie Hamm, Psychic Medium.
And
on Instagram.
If someone wants to email you, what is your email?
They can use inspiredresonance@gmail.com.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much. I am honored and blessed beyond. I may have to do this with you again if you're up for it, but thank you for trusting me.
Oh,
your beautiful soul. If you want a healing, if you want the whole package, please check her out. Email her if you have any questions. Can you just feel this beautiful resonance? And you're that inspired. You've inspired me to just kind of look a little deeper within my own heart. So thank you so much, Marie. I look forward to seeing you and meeting you again. May you have a blessed day. You've raised my vibration, and I'm really grateful. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Have a beautiful day, everybody. Thank you so much. Take care.